Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Is it blistering for you yet? Has it got to hellish temperatures yet?
Yes. Yes. It's a nightmare.
I went to Seneca. Shout out to the Seneca who took care of us this past Saturday for Money in the Bank. Nice turnout for all those who pulled up as well. Thank you guys for pulling up for the contest and all things connected to Turnbuckle Tabloid, and put my glasses on, and for anything else connected to wrestling as well. And it went up to Seneca yesterday because I wanted to have a beer before anything else. I was at work early. I had under my day shifts, and got in there, and though it wasn't as hot as you would think it would be, I was like, I gotta go home. After 2 beers, I was like, I'm getting out of here. They was like, really? I was like, I can't stay in here, man. I can't. This is not for me.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad on Saturday, but it just this heat gets ridiculous. Like, especially for me, once I get out of work, it's like 90 as soon as I get out of work. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, for where you work at, I know that you pretty much have blistering, because I've been there before and I know how it could be. Yeah, so I know exactly how it could be. I remember those summer days and that I dreaded going into to work. So I know what it was.
Yeah. I almost got into a fight with my new supervisor. They're training new supervisors, and he was passing out waters. Fucker walked right past me with a bunch of waters and gave them to everybody else. I was like, you motherfucker. I was like, you better come back here and give me a water before I kick your ass.
Nah, just for that, he should have brought you a gallon. That would have been great.
I mean, give me the whole fucking cooler.
Well, speaking of cases, we got money in.
Yeah.
No, okay, you might as well finish it.
I was gonna knowing me, I'd dump that cooler over my fucking head. All the ice water and shit.
Listen, it's out here. This is ridiculous out here. But let me tell you, speaking of cases, we had Money in the Bank this past Saturday. A review of what went down, and I got a lot of people who they said that the 5 matches and the time frame kind of worked for everyone. It seemed like it was a nice balance for them. I know they've been doing 5 matches before, but for a match that's an event that's considered the I guess the number 5, the 5th major event for WWE, it seems like it's getting a good response.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the 20 minutes of talking and Aaron promoting the documentary on WrestleMania, the show once again it flowed very good, honestly. Because once the matches is over, then you just have a break from it. And with AEW, it's just match after match after match after match. There's no break in between each match. So,
right.
I mean, WWE is doing it right. And now with WrestleMania doing 2 nights and SummerSlam next year doing 2 nights, they're definitely Triple H is definitely implementing the old NXT method of less matches on pay-per-view and more focus on the TVs.
Yeah. So, with that being said, let's go down on the card. Let's see what we have and have our thoughts and opinions about what happened.
We start with Money in the Bank first.
Yeah, Money in the Bank first, and then because we also had Heatwave, which is yeah.
A lot of
exactly what's going on now.
A lot of newsworthy stuff came out of NXT, which Going into it, I thought it was going to be a normal show, but we'll get into it. But Money in the Bank, we opened with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match: Drew McIntyre, Jay Uso, LA Knight, Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, and Chad Gable. Jay, thoughts first on the field?
Going into this match, although we had our already locked in predictions, I still said that it would have been a toss up for any of us to even say that we could have possibly changed our minds anytime during this match. Such a strong Jay following. We also had a Chad also following as well. LA Knight definitely. Yeah, definitely. So there were possibilities here for this to change hands at any moment.
Any noteworthy spots you remember off the top of your head? Because I think the one that sticks out to me is with Chad Gable almost getting the briefcase, but the glider being taken away from him and him hanging above the ring. That spot that always scares me because it's like that could go wrong so many ways. And then once he let go, he just belly flopped on the fucking mat.
Yeah, you got that one. There was the one that he took on the ladder that was on the side of the ladder, not directly on the flat side of the ladder. It was right off the corner, and he took a bump right off of that. That was one that could actually as they would say, that could disturb the lower lumbar region. Yeah.
You had Andrade, I think he destroyed it to Carmelo on the leg, which took them both out. And also they were in Canada, so we had to have a destroyer in this match. But
well, at least one.
Yeah, I think there was a couple later, but coming out of this match, I was correct. I called Drew McIntyre winning, and he won the Money in the Bank ladder match. And
Jesus, you forget how he won it by javelin throwing a ladder into Jay's face.
Yeah, that is true. Jay was about to win, and then all of a sudden you just see a ladder like come from the bottom of the screen, aiming at Jay Uso's head.
Oof.
That shit.
Oof. Yeah. That could have sent him to a dentist's office immediately.
Yeah, and you know what the perfect thing about that spot too is that all the stories just keep blending in together because Drew still hates this motherfucker from getting screwed over all those years ago, and it was
right.
And he just took that. He had no disregards. He threw that ladder with fucking malice, and he got that briefcase. Yeah. And he did promise he was going to cash in later in the night, so we'll get into that later. But overall, I would say really good ladder match, very brutal. Compared to the women's one, we'll talk about later.
Yeah, I didn't have
was mild.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with this match. Like I said, although it was predictable, it was still fun. Able to maintain and watch. So I was happy with the outcome.
You know what I was shocked about this one? There was no interference from anything.
What's that?
Like there was no Wyatt 6. There was no Alpha Academy interference. There was like nothing. No Logan Paul.
No.
Just straightforward. I was genuinely surprised.
No, none at all. No.
Next up, we had Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental title against Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, thank the Lord, has new entrance music.
Oh, thankfully, yeah, good.
So
I'm very much inclined to say that it was much needed and it was coming. It should have happened some time ago.
If this guy's gonna be your future star, he doesn't need generic music. Thank God they fixed that shit right away. But this star,
not at all.
This match was a star-making performance for Braun, despite the outcome. Like Braun just continues to impress me every time he's out there. The spot where he's running the ropes at like fucking like Sonic the Hedgehog speeds, like it's fucking ridiculous, and the ring fucking moves with them. It's just insane to say how fast this dude is.
Yeah, it's so impressive how even just the steps that he takes, just back and forth against the ropes, just indicates that he works at such a high intense level. But many have said that it's almost like getting, knocked down by a feather. So that's a beautiful way of how much he's grown. Remember early on we we've always said that he was greener than goose shit, but we've now seen that, with the hard work he's been putting in, the kid he's got very much a rocket ship on his back for star power potential.
The fucking hands behind his head Frankenstein that he does is insane.
Oh.
The springboard to his opponent onto the announce table is insane. This dude's arsenal is just so 2K fucking perfect for everybody.
Shit, how old is he? He's what, maybe 26?
Mid-20s?
Yeah, 26, 27, something like that. Shit. It's amazing to see how much he's grown in the past couple of years, and just how, although it's already inbred with, his genetics and his lineage as such, it still takes a lot for you to do. Yeah, for you to come out and do what it is that you can do, and at such high intensity.
He's such a mixture of his dad's Rick and his uncle Scott. It's just fucking insane.
Yeah, it definitely is. Even his like just his cadence on the mic when he speaks, or even when he's just in an interview in the back when he's talking to Adam Pearce or whatever. It screams Steiner, but you go also get that it's its own as well.
So we have
shout out to brother AJ. He just got out of work on Instagram.
But Braun Breaker did lose. I think we did predict this, but Sami Zayn did retain. As far as him taking a loss here, it doesn't hurt him that much. Everybody really needs to relax here. Everybody needs to calm down on the whole. Oh, like both companies don't know how to make stars. This dude is a star regardless of the win or loss. He is gonna get this Intercontinental title soon, but I didn't take this loss as big as everybody else did as well. I mean, I hope you agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, I was okay with that. There's this. I know Meltzer was kind of on the fence with it, but he's also with that same mentality of what the old school WWE mindset is, which is you got to earn it. It can't be just given to you, as opposed to other companies. Yeah, with that. Any case,
go there.
And this is a stepping stone, and I honestly say that it didn't bury either one of them. I thought they had a splendid match, a really solid match.
More than likely, we're probably getting a four-way at SummerSlam, like with Breaker, Zayn, Sheamus, and if he comes back, Ludwig Kaiser. Because overall, the Intercontinental title scene is loaded because you have Bronson Reed as well, Ilya Dragunov in the mix. It's a good mixture of guys. It's so great to.
Chad is still there. Chad is still in the mix.
It's like this Intercontinental title was treated such like a joke for so many years, and now it's taken so seriously.
Yeah, and I'm glad it is too, because we needed that.
Because once Sami drops this to either Braun or whoever it's going to be, Zayn's going to be moving up into the main event scene, and whoever he gives the Intercontinental title to, I think it's still going to be in good hands. So,
damn.
Then we had the host of Money in the Bank, Trish Stratus, come out and introduce her celebrity best friend, John Cena. Wapadoo came back, and he had some breaking news for us where he is gonna retire next year. This was funny throughout the whole night because he goes, "My last match will be WrestleMania 41." Then flash forward to the media scrum. I'll do 30 to 40 dates. I'll wrestle throughout the whole year 2025. So, and I joked in the bar too because he had on the back of his shirt. I was like, "Oh my god, he has the Forbidden Door on his shirt." But, overall thoughts, Jay?
Well, we could see something like that. Could happen.
I forgot what it says though. It's like last rodeo, last stand type thing.
I forgot what it was. It's something like
Let me look it up while you're talking about this.
The time is up. The last is now. Something like that. It's something like that way. But yeah, he mentioned at the scrum that it's not WrestleMania, so he's gonna do his victory lap all through 2025.
On the back, it's a door, and it says, "After this, you can't see me."
Right. Okay. So yeah, I could see that. I'm thankfully he didn't. It's not going to be WrestleMania. He's going to do a full 2025 tour, and that'll be it. That'll be him closing the chapter of the C Nation and the career of John Cena, which is, you know, it's time. Hollywood is his new home now. He does a lot of things, voiceover work, TV shows, movies. He's everywhere, you know. So that's his whole focus now, and good for him.
Once he made success off the Peacemaker stuff, he cemented himself, and also with a lot of the smaller projects too. I mean, I was watching one of his older movies. I think it was like Cock Blockers. Like he was fucking funny as hell in that movie. Like the same thing with with The Rock and Batista. They started off in small, shitty little projects until now they're up in big projects where they're the stars that they are. But Cena, I've already seen the debates about oh, should he get the 17th world title? And what's he gonna do for the whole year? Is he gonna take spots away from people? I mean, and somebody also brought up too that this is basically WWE's version of Sting's retirement in AEW. So
right.
So
here's my thought about that. The Ric Flair 16-time world championship.
It's not real.
It's not real. He's actually had more. He had more reigns elsewhere.
He says it's like 23 or something.
Yeah, it's about 22, 23. The same could be said about the person with the most title reigns in wrestling history is Jerry Lawler. He had 75, 80 fucking title reigns. So that's something different. But for WWE to make one that says, yeah, Cena should be the one to say, yeah, he should break it. He should be the one that breaks it. Yeah, trying to get it in a sense.
He's hosting Shark Week.
He's hosting Shark Week. Yeah, he's everywhere.
The commercials in Hefty. Yeah, he's everywhere.
And he's also like the peanut for the elephant for the pistachios. He does everything. He does voiceovers on video games. He's everywhere.
I was wondering where you were going with that. I was like, he's the peanut of life.
Oh no.
Oh my God,
he's the elephant for the pistachios.
He's the golden goose of WWE. I wouldn't call him a fucking peanut.
All right. He's everywhere, man, and he's and you know, for him to break it, I get it. He should break it. Right. He should break it. It's fine.
Now I was thinking about.
I have no qualms about that.
There's 3 scenarios I could see because he did announce he's going to be at WrestleMania 41. 3 matches off the top of my head after his announcement. 1, it's John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE title. That's 1.
Don't see that.
You could also Gunther defending the world title against John Cena.
I could see that. Or
the one that our friend Ricky pitched to us, Cena and Orton. They never wrestled at WrestleMania, and they've done interviews saying they want to do it at WrestleMania, at least one last time.
Yeah, that would probably be his WrestleMania moment match. Punk has even said that he would like to get one match with him before he goes out the door. That's actually a good, entertaining one as well.
Because if we're booking WrestleMania 41, the more likely options are Rock and Cody, Punk and Rollins, and then Gunther against whoever, and then Punk and Rollins. Punk and Rollins, Cody and Rock. That's probably the main 2, and then everybody else is fair game at this point.
So who's the retirement match? Who does he get to give the retirement match to?
Well, it would be at the end of the year, right? It's like WrestleMania is not his retirement match.
No, it'll probably be Survivor Series or whatever they'll do.
They'll definitely do a story where a faction is trying to kill it. I don't know, maybe the new Bloodline or whatever. See, it's so hard to predict because WWE is doing the Bloodline storyline. They have the Wyatt 6, the Judgment Day is still around. John Cena has a lot of options where it could be. I don't know. There's a lot of good options where you can go back on reliables like Punk and Orton, that'd be fine. But he did say he definitely wants to do the Chamber, the Money in the Bank, the War Games. He's open to fucking everything at this point for his retirement tour.
What's the like I said, but you think about it. He's only had the 2 matches with Rock, right? Yeah, the 2 Mania matches. So why not? Well, let's get the blow off on the third match. Put retirement match.
Thrice in a lifetime.
Yeah, and give them both the retirement stipulation. Whoever, well, we already know one of them is going to retire. John Cena's already said it, but now Rock got to put his up in the air as well.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. There's also Roman Reigns too. That's another option as well.
And you got to remember too, he's not obligated to any just one show. He could go to any show. So
right, yeah, he's open to everything. So the field is open for everybody. And also too, I assume that he's going to be a free agent, not stay strictly on one show. So
right,
we're going to see a lot of brand hopping, which. I mean, at this point with WWE, they try to do something with the brand split, but if it's John Cena, he's the one exception. That fucking Omos.
What are you clicking over there? Stop being so fidgety. What's next? What else we got?
We had the World Heavyweight title match. We had Damian Priest defending against Seth Rollins. This match was good until the botch with the referee. Bischoff says Breaker for retirement. If you want to make a start, yeah, that'd be an option.
Yeah. If you want to put somebody over, that'll work.
The botch. So
yeah, the match was good. The match was great. It's fine.
But until Rollins hit the Falcon Arrow superplex onto Priest, ref counts 1, 2. Priest doesn't move at all, and ref just stops and says, "No, that's a 2." Now, what was supposed to happen was Drew McIntyre's music was supposed to stop this. It's like the ref would be distracted, but they mistimed this horribly and looked bad altogether. So then Drew came out with the briefcase, cashed in, it became official, and then I think like 5 seconds later, CM Punk starts running out and beats the shit out of Drew McIntyre. Goes for a steel chair, but sees the world title, hits Drew in the head with it, and Damian Priest retains. So, for the third time in a year, CM Punk has cost Drew McIntyre the World Heavyweight title. And the best part about this at the end was that they had Seth Rollins show how pissed he was, because this is a spoiler for Monday Night Raw, but they basically just revoked on the stipulations that they gave for this match. But at that point, it was like, you just cost me a title match for the foreseeable future. And we know eventually we're going to get Punk and Rollins. But, Jay, overall thoughts?
First of all, bend the brick, Mook. All right. So, thought it was great storytelling, to say the least. Thought it was great storytelling. I also believe that they've found a way to masterfully weave old school wrestling with new school storytelling. Yes, they did. They missed their cue. It's unfortunate because it made Damian kind of look bad, made the referee kind of look bad. But at the same time, I thought that it made more sense for this. And I know a lot of people were upset that what a waste of a Money in the Bank. It's like, no, you fucking guys. We just had a Money in the Bank that dragged for a year, bro. Like, okay, we're good with this one. It's fine. It's more about the quality of the the storytelling than the quantity of days of holding that fucking briefcase. Let's get that let's get that a point across.
Yeah, they didn't kill the Money in the Bank briefcase. They used it perfectly for this event, for this matchup, for the storyline. Because as much as I like Money in the Bank, it's at this point where it's been played out, where you've done everything under the sun with it. So, I mean, aside from what they did with the women later, I mean, this was the most obvious thing to do with the men's briefcase at this point.
Right.
They both
I don't know.
Unfortunately, ruined this match. For me, it was so obvious. Apparently, Priest was genuinely injured from the move. That's what I initially thought too. I thought Priest got maybe like knocked out, got knocked loopy, and maybe forgot to kick out. But like the minute Drew's music hit, I was thinking, oh, they fucked up. Like the referee was supposed to maybe do a slow count, like to remind me like the Starcade thing all over again. I had flashbacks of that, but it was like it was like so many things going on where the music was late. The main priest got knocked loopy because definitely the priest said something to the ref, and then Colin
Right.
said something because they probably looked at each other like, "What do we do?" Because they're probably like waiting for the music to hit, and then it does, and then they just moved on. But
Yeah,
it was just
I didn't think it took it took for him to be injured or anything like that. I just think it was just a miscue. That's all I took it as.
this botch was not as silly as the one at the main event. Let's just say that.
Oh, okay. So next up.
Next up, we have the women's Money in the Bank. We had Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Io Sky, Zoe Stark, Naomi, and who else was on this? Oh, Lara Valkyria.
Mm.
So these women nearly killed themselves in this match, where Zoe Stark tried to do something to I think it was Io Sky, and basically just hit her head on the ladder on her own. That was the most ridiculous thing in the match. She then her and Io Sky hit like a little explosion onto the ladder, and then Io's body just folded. And then Chelsea and Tiffany worked together. There was a fan cam that had them both outside, and Chelsea like fanned Tiffany to like wake up at one point, and then they set up 2 tables that would actually go be for the finish, where they actually had us thinking Chelsea Green's about to win this thing. But then Tiffany Stratton came out of nowhere and pushed her off that ladder, and Chelsea landed through 2 tables on the outside. That was the most insane thing in this match.
Brenda Britt says the pile driver from Io Sky on Zoe Stark was unbelievable.
Yep. It was a pile driver. My bad. I apologize.
Yeah, that
was amazing.
Yeah, that right there should put her in the line of the possible 2 mid-card titles for the women's division. That's supposedly happening.
Yeah, they're gonna bring in the women's U.S. and Intercontinental for both shows respectively. Which I'm at this point where I'm fine with it because the women's rosters need something of a boost. Because I mean, you have a lot of talented women who aren't going to get the main title, so I might as well give them something to fight for. But, I mean, Chelsea Green was one of these people that, like, if you would have said, like, a year ago she would be in this match, I would have been laughing because it's like she's a jobber. Right? She's nobody on the roster. But she has gotten herself over. Her character work is incredible. Her in-ring stuff is great. So, just I shared the photo that somebody took from the event. Just the way she fell, like that ladder was high, and she went through 2 fucking tables.
Yeah. Ricky Rod on Instagram says the women's Money in the Bank was awesome, and you know what? They haven't disappointed in the past couple of years, man. They go out there and they show and prove, and they're really putting in their work, and I'm happy that they're and to me it looks safe, although that they're and although they put in their bodies on the line, and things can occur. And the one thankful thing that Triple H said at the press conference is that nobody walked out of here with injuries, which was a great showing.
People seem to forget how good Chelsea Green was. Oh yeah, and then the match with Pentagon Jr. I mean, like I said, Chelsea Green is very talented. It's just that the first impression that they gave us was when they eliminated her 5 seconds in the Royal Rumble. But like I said, her character work and in-ring stuff definitely holds water to how talented she is. And it's people are like, oh, why the fuck is she in this match? I mean, they're in Canada. They wanted the hometown girl in the match. And she delivered on her. Naomi did good. Lyra did good. Zoe nearly killed herself. Io nearly killed herself. And then we had Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time. She got the money. She won the women's Money in the Bank. I've been saying this for over a month now, and she alluded to it that she's gonna bedazzle it or color pick, fucking make it a purse. I do have to say that we did kind of call that. We did call that, months ago.
Yeah, you did make that a a prediction. It wasn't a prediction. It was a spoiler. But also at the same time, I have to say that she's the one that fits it perfectly. She's the one that it's that heel slash new up and comer that's on the radar that she doesn't have to cash in like tomorrow. She can cash in down the line, and it'll be a good waiting game for her.
We haven't had a female cash in at WrestleMania yet, so she might be the first.
Right. Also, I have to say that I want to hear and see what the reception is going to be for Chelsea on SmackDown, because she's their girl, and I want to see if the crowd shows her love.
Oh, they definitely will, but they're gonna continue to push her as a heel. But you know what? She's perfect as a heel, honestly.
Right.
Same with Tiffany. She got a monster reaction, but the clear direction is to keep them both as heels, honestly.
Good match for sure. Chelsea will get her turn for sure. Oh, definitely.
Like
good match all around.
She could be the next. She could be the first women's U.S. champion.
Yeah, definitely.
And Chelsea, this is not like the first time she took a crazy bump like this. She did the same type of bumps in TNA, and like alluded to Lucha Underground. Like she's willing to risk her body for wrestling. She's willing to do it to get herself over, and job well done.
Yeah, and it was, and like I said, it was, and like I said, it looked good. It looked safe. It looked good, and everybody walked out. Unscathed. It was good.
Now we have the main event. We have the 6-man tag where Cody, Randy, and Kevin Owens battled the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu.
Shockingly.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, like Tonga Loa is not on the level of Jacob Fatu, so that was probably the best decision they did for this matchup, because the minute Jacob Fatu tagged in, Randy hit his signature DDT on the apron, and then Jacob Fatu stood up and no-sold the shit out of it. Star. That made him a fucking beast.
But I said shockingly because of his criminal past in history. You wouldn't think that he would have been able to go into Canada, but WWE must know some people who know some people. They got him in there.
Yeah, Michael Cole said that Triple H and WWE were fighting to get him across the border, and they were able to do it. So good on them. And they knew when they were picking this guy up that how big of a star he's gonna be. So good on them. I mean, like I said, the draping DDT spot, he stood up. He looked very good in this matchup. And then the match was like, you could say it was like a TV main event, but it had that feeling of like this is very personal, and a lot is on the line in this matchup. And then we had the spot where Kevin Owens has Tama Tonga in package pile driver position, and then you had Tonga Loa, who had one job. Low blow Kevin Owens. One job. He missed it, basically just tapped his balls, and then he tried again. And in the process of giving Kevin Owens a low blow, he hit his brother in the top of his head so fucking hard. This was the most ridiculous thing. Oh my God.
Well, lucky for Samoans, they are known to have hard heads. So apparently that it didn't affect them too much. It didn't do too much damage. It'd been funny because that raised eyebrow that he usually does would have switched to the other side. Hit him in the head. But yeah, yeah, I agree. This was basically a TV match, but this was a launching pad for Jacob. This was his match, and it sure enough it showcased what it is that what he's going to be capable of doing. And mind, we only saw just an inkling of what this man could do in that match, because we've seen him live, we've seen him in other places, and my God, there's so much that's coming from him, and there's so much that he has in his arsenal that I can't wait for WWE's universe to embrace what's going to happen with this guy.
Oh, I want 2K25 now. Put him
right.
He should in the fucking game.
Yeah, when they gave us Mia Yim last year, and who else?
Candice LeRae as like last minute.
And Candice LeRae, you know what? Let's throw Jacob in there. Let's do that.
Him and the Tongan, fucking.
Yeah, definitely. So I could clear up my fucking creator wrestler slots.
And you know what the funny thing is that his entrance is already in the game.
Really?
Yeah. Remember we talked about that? That was one of the rare indie guys that had like an in-game entrance already. Yeah. So
Right. Yeah. True. Right. Samoan Royal gets in there. Yeah. I thought you were talking about with the fire and all that shit. I was like, really? That's in there?
No.
Shit.
Yeah, but just towards the end of the match where he did a fucking whisper in the wind to Cody Rhodes, and then you had Solo, like, and then you followed up with like Solo hitting his fucking Samoan Spike, and he gets the pin. I'm like, fucking Fatu should have got the pin at this point. Like, Jesus Christ. but I understand what they're doing. They're telling a story, and now Solo pinned Cody, and there's your SummerSlam match right there. So. Other than that, other than that, I give the show 2 thumbs up. Solid Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I was pleased. I had a good time with it. Also, like I said, it's just intriguing now with what's going to be the build up and the possible matches for SummerSlam. We definitely got to see Kevin Owens versus Jacob Fatu. That's like that has to happen. A singles match has to happen. Don't give it to me on some SmackDown shit. No, I need that as a SummerSlam match.
You say that, but more than likely that's probably going to be the SmackDown in Cleveland, like before. It's going to be Owens and Fatu. Because you mentioned the card. Because you mentioned the card. I have the card like right here for SummerSlam. Where more than likely, I think it's probably going to be 7 matches this time around for SummerSlam. So more than likely, we're going to get Drew versus CM Punk, Cody versus Solo for the WWE title. Already confirmed for the world title. It's going to be Damian Priest versus Gunther, which should be excellent. Women's WWE women's title, Bayley versus Nia Jax as a result of Nia winning the Queen of the Ring. We have more than likely we're gonna get Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the U.S. title, and then a spoiler for Raw with her return. More than likely we're gonna get Liv versus Rhea at SummerSlam. I would pitch Dominic be the referee.
Ooh, that'll be good.
And then also we need to talk about the angle they did afterwards. So they had Drew storm the after show panel, basically just being pissed off, and then he elbowed Adam Pearce. And then on Twitter, like Pearce finds him and Punk for undisclosed amount, and then suspends Drew McIntyre, Drew up Punk. He suspends Drew, and then I love Drew's clapback. He goes, "If you knew how to do your job, you dumb bald bastard."
I love it. I love that Scrapyard is getting involved in this. I love that Adam Pearce is in the mix. You guys remember, man, that's a former NWA champ right there. So he can get down with the nitty gritty if he needs to.
Remember when they like first introduced him during the pandemic era? Like he was on both fucking shows trying to like be the law, and then basically it was just at that point it was like annoying because nobody really knew him that much. But now that the audience is used to him. I mean, they've done a really good job with the authority figures on both Raw and SmackDown because Nick Aldis as well on SmackDown is excellent. But so that's Money in the Bank. So now we go on to NXT Heatwave,
which was it pissed me off because luckily I caught it on time because on other certain outlets they were telling me it was at 8:00. I caught that shit right on time. Yeah. I said, let me leave it on here just in case.
Meanwhile, for Money in the Bank, they had their pre-show on, 2-hour pre-show. Shit didn't start it started at 7. There was no need to have a 2-hour pre-show.
Yeah,
there was no matches.
Thank goodness, because it gave me enough time to go run around and get my Chromecast because the pay-per-view outlets wasn't working at Seneca, so I was luckily able to get my my Chromecast.
Yeah, but NXT Heatwave did have a pre-show and they did have a match on it. They had
brother. I know, I feel the same way.
Well, what do you say?
What was that? No, I'm sorry. He says a hard. Brother AJ said a logger would hit right now. You ain't lying. Mm-hmm. Friday, man. Friday.
They had the hometown girls, Carmen Petrovic and Ariana Grace defeat JC Jane and Jasmine Nix. Any thoughts on this?
No, it was all right. It was a fairly decent match. It was fine.
With WWE, it's so weird when they come to the women's tag teams. I mean, because let's be real here, the WWE Women's Tag Team titles are supposed to be defended on all three shows. If they're insistent on it, I mean, the main roster women are not coming down to NXT at any point. There's no signs of it. They're not telling us anything about it. Just bring back the NXT Women's Tag Belts. You have teams down there that they're forming under, like, right in front of us. Jane and Nyx.
Right.
Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend are a fucking team. Like, give them the belts. Like,
right.
You want
listen,
the women to be on the same level as the men. Give them the belts to be coexistent with the men.
Listen, we just saw a new faction emerge on Monday Night Raw. Those belts got to get into rotation, man.
I mean, some people on Twitter just like are so original. They just like, oh, Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark, the lesbians, fucking idiots. But so they had.
Thank Rob for the hookup right there, boy. Rob on TikTok just hit us up with a sticker. Good job, brother. Thank you very much, sir, for the love.
Yeah, they had Carmen and Ariana for the win, and then we get on to the main show where we opened with Wesley challenging Oba Femi for the NXT North American Championship.
Now this, woo, boy, I didn't even keep in mind just about the weight differential with these two men.
Well,
I just love the fact, and the size as well. I was more into the fact of how both these men worked well with each other, and Wesley's quickness, ability to counter, get off, and whatever he can. But when you see Oba just being able to fly him wherever he needs to fly him all over the place, it's just astonishing to know that he can do the same thing to big men his size.
This dude is a real life Super Saiyan. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The presentation, the character. This dude, I mean, and this guy's still green. He's not even like a year into the business.
Yeah, it's a testament to say that WWE. A lot of people have said about the NXT next in line, their program.
Yeah, when they bring in the college recruits.
Right, the past 2 years, or even not even the recruits, just anybody in that they feel deemed are athletic enough. They found that they found some talent there, and so sure enough, it's becoming a success. It's not only just having to farm with the indies. You can make stars happen from other outlets of sports.
They took the Bianca Belair mold and just used that for everybody. Breaker, Stratton, and now Oba. And then Oba just basically killed Wesley in this whole entire match. But Wesley sold like a god for him. And then you had Oba win. So now Wesley cannot challenge for the North American title. Also, think about going into this weekend. They had 2 matches with the same stip that the challengers, if they lost, couldn't challenge for the title anymore. So it was like weird that it was like Triple H and Shawn copied each other's homework and didn't realize it. But
yeah, it's but to say the least, like I said, for Oba getting the win here, and there's a possibility that Moose might come pay a visit.
Not with him. I'll get to that later. And let's be real here. Oba Femi is a more agile, movable version of Omos. So if I'm Omos, I'm staying away from my phone. Because Damon Kemp's fucking contract got what's the word?
Well, it expired, so
he didn't get renewed, so he's done for. So if I'm Omos, I'm kind of staying away from social media for a little bit. Keep
somebody had. I saw an article just today that was like, "Hey, what Omos is doing these days?" I'm like, don't even start putting that out there, because the bad juju is gonna follow after that.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we had the NXT Women's North American title. We had Sol Ruca challenge Kalani Jordan, and this match was very interesting, just based on what Brian and Dave said, the old reliables, where they go, this match was too choreographed.
I
Everybody
agree.
started
I
sharing,
agree.
but then everybody started sharing the whole Ricochet Will Ospreay thing from New Japan and how they praised it and all this other shit. It's just like,
Definitely. Like it,
there you go.
no, definitely. It is. It's two athletic individuals, and it was too choreographed. Yeah. No, they're right. And it was a spot show. Definitely. There was nothing wrong with it. I get it. I felt that. Yeah.
Yeah, the match was fine. I liked it. It's just that the fact that they would say that, and then people would just be like, wait a minute, but you like the other shit. It doesn't make any sense sometimes.
No, yeah. You could put any Osprey and Enter said gymnast match. it's gonna get the same kind of feel. So
this was a showcase for both of them. You have Kalani Joy making her first pay-per-view defense of the title. So Ruka, who's coming off a ACL tear, so she had something to prove in this match. And I don't want to be that person, but Kalani Jordan retains with one titty popping out.
Why be that person? You weren't the reason why her titty came out. You good. Unless you was wishing it and you have magical powers. It made it happen.
No. But that's
no,
what happened, people. Just reporting.
And it happened twice. Her titty came out twice. it creeped out before she fixed it and it came out again.
I have to get something to try. But talk about the next match. We had Chase U versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
I was kind of upset with this because I did actually wanted to see Chase U get the win here. I'm actually been a big fan of what's happening with Chase U and the intertwining of bringing in a Rich Holland character as well. I like that idea of him playing along with it for the moment. Thea Hale, I love her. I love her energy. I love her spunkiness. I'm a big fan of her ring work. Like there's something energetic about her. She has a lot of upswing in her wrestling, and I think there's some potential there for her. And attaching her with Chase U is such a big it's a big boost for her pick. I also believe that Axiom and Nathan Frazier, great fucking tag team. I mean, it's a classic high flyer mix of double teaming and such. I believe they're a great tag team as well. I have a great big affinity for them, but I was really looking forward to seeing Chase U get the win here.
Yeah, I thought Chase U was going to get the titles here, especially with the story they were telling, where Nathan Frazier was like 2 hours late before the match, and they were teasing that if he doesn't show up, Axiom had to go solo. So, and they also had Rich Holland was banned from ringside, or they told him not to come. So, I'm just wondering with this team is that how it's going to fit on the main roster. Because you have like Andre Chase, who's like this aggressive professor who's like wrestling now as well. You have Duke Hudson, who sometimes acts like a heel, but I mean the shit that he was doing in this match alone. I mean, he did the Trish Stratus faction out of the corner. It actually looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course you have
I think
Frazier, who are great cruiserweights, who like a weird makeshift team that are like rivals who want to one up each other, but again, like they're a solid tag team.
I just wish they would take his mask off. A-Kid is a good-looking kid. Let him rock without the mask. He's good. He's cool.
I love how they keep like referencing him, like out of the mask, where they're like I don't know where that guy went. What was his A-Kid? And he was just standing there, like, and like you don't see his facial expressions, but he kind of looks at the camera like, really.
Yeah, I'm kind of like on the ball with like what's going on with him, but at the same time, it's like, come on, we gotta drop that, bro. We gotta drop that. Get that mask off of him.
Also, I was thinking about the tag team division in
What?
NXT. There's not really that many. Like they have like a bunch of teams from the main roster coming down, like Angel and Humberto like stick around. The Good Brothers are still around. It's like that's the one thing they lack. And then like they have two teams that pretty much have the same fucking gimmicks. Like what are they doing?
Right. Well, like I said, it still needs to get the kinks worked out. And believe me, Shawn Michaels and that team down there, they're doing a spot on job getting things going on over there. So, hell, they got me coming back to watch NXT.
And if the rumors are true, they're going to be getting a good tag team coming soon in the Motor City Machine Guns. If that rumor is true.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. I'm trying to see. I'm not a rumor guy. I'm more about getting the legitimate out of it. So yeah, I want to see if that's legit.
Well, Tommaso Ciampa did put a picture of them on his Instagram, so maybe it's nothing, or he's just adding fuel to the fire. But I mean, Motor City in NXT right now would be special. But next up, we had Roxanne Perez defend against Lola Vice. This definitely was a match. I don't know how I feel about this match.
Yeah. Wasn't a great showing by both ladies. The chemistry wasn't there between them. Roxanne was.
I still don't get it.
She's the feisty, fiery Latina, but she's also like trying to. Yeah, but yet wants to like. She wants to know. She wants people to know that she's a legit fighter, but yet doesn't show it. I don't know. It could be a little bit irky jerky with her, but at the same time, she's got skill. It's there. Roxanne, we know is an up and coming and even better work than we would think for her age. But for these two, the chemistry wasn't there for this match. Yeah, it wasn't there.
Roxanne hit like 5 pop rocks, like
exactly
on
right.
And it was like, it got to the point of ridiculous. Like it got ridiculous. Even my friend Harvey was like, "Stop kicking out of this finish." Like by like the fucking third one, it was like ridiculous.
I think it's probably
it's also Lola Vice. Like she's not on that level yet. Roxanne is on a different level than all of these girls, which is kind of a bad thing. But it's also like she's the most talented one out of all of them so far, and. It's like when you think about who she's gonna drop the belt to. I mean, it could be Julia, but that's the only person that comes to mind. I mean, Cora Jade and Nikita Lyons are still out with ACL tears, and they're probably next up. But.
Well, that and I think the issue is that since she's new, Lola Vice, we don't really want to put the rocket on her back yet. But at the same time, a couple of those pop rocks were a little botched as well. Like they was a little off. Like
she took her time with that. She got on her back and was making sure like, okay, let me go slow as possible and then make sure Lola takes the bump.
Yeah, but she took the bump, and it's like there was almost at the point where she's gotten to the ring by the ropes already, and it's like Jesus, like all right, we get it.
5 of them. It gets silly when Cody's trying to hit the crossroads 3 times. This was on another level.
Right. No, I understand what you mean. I get that.
But I mean, like I said, probably her next challenger is probably Julia at this point. Nobody else in the NXT women's roster stands out at this point. But then we had the main event, which had the most shocking result of the whole fucking weekend. We had Trick Williams defend against Javon Evans, Sean Spears, and All Ego Ethan Page. Ethan Page, the minute he came out, because he's from Canada, came out in red, white, and blue gear, and on the back of his jacket said, "Resident of the USA." What a heel!
I have to say that did pop me. I was laughing when I saw that.
Jay, thoughts on Javon Evans, who's only 20 years old?
Oh, our boy Jay Malachi.
Yeah. Shout out to the Indies that this dude, I watched this stuff from DPW and VXS and all those places like that. This dude is fucking impressive, and he's only 20 years old. He's been wrestling pro for 6 years.
But you know what's crazy is that we've seen him before, and where we saw him with Mark Quinn. I mean, this is Mark Quinn in his early days when in HOG. This is Mark Quinn, and I mean, it is. The only thing that I can say with Malachi is that, well, Evans is that he has different moves. Like he has different aerial moves. But it's the same thing when we saw Mark Quinn do it 7 years ago, when we saw him jump over the turnbuckle into the crowd. We saw him do freaking splat, and we were like, "Oh shit, this kid is impressive." We're looking at the same thing with Javon Evans, the same way. And it's not anything away from him. The kid he's exceptional. He's impressive to look at. The only thing that I have to say is, I was worrying about him, about how he takes bumps and sells bumps. This fucking match, oh please, that spot he took when he hit the announcer's table, shit.
Oh, when Trick hit him with the trick shot knee and Javon just jumped off the apron, and he didn't even land on top of the announce table. He landed ribs first, and the announce table broke. The ribs first.
Yeah, I thought he was donezo after that one. I thought it was forget it. But he bounced back from it fairly quickly. I was kind of shocked by that. But yeah, he took his bumps in his match here.
The whole match was basically Trick Williams playing defense, and basically it was a showcase for Javon Evans. Just the height he gets off, like he's jumping off the top rope, going for cutters, the air he gets. It's insane. And then you have Ethan Page doing his stuff, Sean Spears. I thought when they made this match, it was like, oh, Sean's going to eat the pin. 1, 2, 3, easy. Trick retains. Nope. We get to the finish where Trick hits his knee on Javon, so Javon goes down. Then he hits his knee on Ethan, and then Ethan lands on Javon, and then you have Sean Spears grab Trick, which, thinking back to it, was like, why did you do that? But he pulled him out of the ring, and Trick's struggling to break up the pin. It's because Ethan lands on Javon where he's pinning him 1, 2, 3.
Right. Sean didn't see that. Sean didn't see that he landed on top of Evans for the pin.
Right. He just
exactly. Right.
So Trick's trying to break it up, and then Ethan gets the Ethan Page, 2 months into NXT champion. Way better than his AEW run. He
didn't win clean, as we may say. He won with the shocking win. And it's not like they just gave it to him. This was a shocking win. So
everybody in the crowd was had the shocked Undertaker lost faces. Like this was nuts.
So yeah, I could see, and I could see it work, especially right now. There was a lot of people who were very skeptical with how Trick has been with the championship so far. They still believe that he's got a lot of work to go. And for someone like him, yeah, you got the title, you had a run. Now there's a couple of more tangibles in the mix. You and Javon are gonna have to have like a face off, because like you mentioned, Trick is gonna mention this thing. Hey, basically that match I was protecting you, and Javon's gonna be like, well, you didn't need to protect me. I was going for your title.
Right.
So there's a lot going on there. Sean Spears, Mr. Redemption Man, Mr. Climb his way back into it after being the prodigal son returning. He's gonna have his moment as well. This could be fun for the next couple of weeks.
And then Jay, we're about to end the show. So we had Ethan Page posing with the title, and then the Joe Hendry image, the gift of him turning around, popped up at the end of the fucking pay-per-view. And that was it. That was the end of NXT Heatwave. Now,
Jason from Instagram. Jason from this is a good question. Jason on Instagram, he says the build for Josh Alexander for NXT title. that door is, I'm telling you, there's a lot of possibilities going to be happening here. Mike has already said that a good Worlds Collide is going to be happening with this TNA kind of thing going on.
And NXT versus TNA. Meanwhile, during this week on TNA TV, they're doing Zachary Wentz against Charlie Dempsey, William Regal's kid from NXT.
Right. And there was talk about are we going to see a reunion with our friend from West in NXT with his cohorts in TNA?
Mm-hmm. That's a possibility.
So, yeah, so it could be interesting. We can't get something going on with that. I would love to see Josh. I would love to see Josh Alexander working in TNA. I mean, excuse me, NXT. There's some talent there that I want to see him work with.
I will say, after this outcome, I think we pretty much have our 2 matches set. It's just that the whole thing with Joe Hendry showing up at the end is like it seems like he's the next person for the NXT title, which is weird. But you just with them saying whoever said their Instagram with Josh Alexander, I mean, they are former tag team partners of the North. It would be Ethan Page versus Josh Alexander. I mean,
yeah,
that'd be a perfect matchup. And then for Trick Williams, give him Moose. Let him work with Moose.
I like I said, I would even like for Pete Dunne to make a stop at NXT and have a nice little match with Josh Alexander.
I don't know.
Well, you also
we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we have to wait and see. But that's gonna close out our review here. I'm gonna be doing a little rundown of what happened on the shows this upcoming. I'm looking at Friday. No, sorry, Saturday. We'll do it on Saturday. If you're free, we could do it on Saturday. We'll do a rundown of what happened on this week's shows. Do a little around the square circle, and yeah, I want to touch down everybody who checked in on TikTok. Thanks again for your viewers and such like that. Shout out to our boy Rob Neo O'Regan for showing us some love on the TikTok, and all you guys who viewed us. Numbers are going up on TikTok, guys. So thank you for participating and being a part of that. And also for you guys on Instagram, thank you for showing love. And of course, our YouTubers, subscriptions need to go up on all spots. So guys, like, subscribe, be a part of the vibe of all things connected to Turnbuckle Tabloid. We're going to start doing spot shows on each sets of the socials. And big surprises coming down as well. Got a big announcement coming our way for you guys. So pay attention to that. Keep notice for that, notifications for that as well. And once again, thank you guys for the love, and shout out to my boy Big Dave Green Eyes, who's showing us love on the YouTube. What's up, baby? You came in. We're closing out, love. We're closing out over here, babe. But yeah, and as always, guys, thank you for stopping by. And Mike, where they can find us again?
On Instagram at Turnbuckle Tab and on X at Turn Tab Pod.
And as always, guys, don't go anywhere. Stick around when you're listening to this on the podcast. Got more to come. And for you guys that are watching on the live streams, I got to play the outro because Mark doesn't know when the view ends. So check you guys in a sec.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.